Okay, we're going to start with the nation. AGF 6 ends to pardon for corrupt convicts. Edu, VAT remains 7.5%. Hajia Dada Binta Yadua, truly great, says First Lady. Varsities Research Institutes released from the TSA. Niger tanker fire death toll rises to 59, 18 critically injured. Ajero released on bail hours after arrest. And LP withdraws 2027 automatic tickets for OB and OT. Okay, which story are you starting with?
The Minister for Finance and Coordinating Minister for the Economy has responded to what he said. He said there's a statement going around that VAT would increase from 7.5% to 10%. He said this statement are seen in direct. He responded, he said this statement is a misinformation that created unnecessary panic and is directly responding to those media reports suggesting that the government was preparing to increase VAT as part of its economic recovery. He said the current VAT is 7.5%, and this is what the government is charging on a spectrum of goods and services to which this tax is applicable, and therefore the federal government nor any of its agencies will not act contrary to what the law stipulates. So they do not have the power to just increase the VAT. It has to be from law, and they are not going to act otherwise. So the story also took a report of how VAT had continued to increase per goods and consumptions from Nigeria. But he said the Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government remains committed to fiscal stability and sustainable economic policies, and they will not impose further burden on us. We hear that one new. He reiterated that Nigerians do not pay tax on basic goods and services, and we do not, that includes food, rent, transportation, healthcare, education, and the undergoing tax reforms by the government will not cover these areas. He added that all essential household consumption and businesses will be exempted from the VAT. So make we rest. The news is 7.5. Thank you.
See, I'm really upset because it's like everybody's just doing everything at cross purposes. You're doing your thing, you come out to say something, Nima does her thing, say something, and at the end of the day, everybody's confused. Yeah. There's got to be a central point of information. You know, we just keep getting different things. One says 7%, one says 10%, because we did hear somebody.
He's the minister.
He's the minister, but I think it was the presidential committee on economic tax. Yes, something about that. So we needed some clarity, and that's what government should do, give us clarity.
Exactly.
Anyways, let's just move on.
Exactly.
Another story in the nation.
Yeah, yesterday, bandits attacked the primary healthcare center in, I wish Miriam was here, Kuyalo Birengwari. Did I get it right? That's how Miriam will say it. In the Kaduna State. They abducted 2 nurses and an unspecified number of patients. They said the bandits arrived about 9 a.m. They were going to the government secondary school that was opposite or nearby, and they found it empty. So they turned their focus on the hospital. They came with machetes, guns, everything, and there was a panic. Everybody ran helter-skelter, and they took all these people. In some papers, they even said they killed some people.
Imagine that. It's a case of dead body get accident. Because how do you go to hospital and attack people who are already sick
and dragging them out?
So when you now kidnap them and they can't take treatment, if they die,
it's so sad that they were targeting schools. So schools should ensure that they increase and beef up securities now that kids are going back to school.
All right, so our First Lady visited the family of the matriarch of the Yardua family, Kastina Hajia Binta Dada. She said, is truly great, according to the First Lady. Said a truly successful and fulfilled woman is not in position or the wealth she has, but how well managed, how she managed her family, trained the children, left a legacy for the generations yet unborn, and all of these, the matriarch of the Yardua family was able to accomplish. She saw her grandchildren, her great-grandchildren, and that is truly great. Senator Tinubu spoke during her visit to the family through former First Lady Hajia Turai Yardua. She was accompanied to the Abuja residence of the former president, Umaru Musa Yardua, with other people. I think it was Hajia Nana Shetima, that's the wife of the vice president, Mrs. N10m Akpabio, Mrs. Salamotu Bajabiamila, and others. So it was just important for her to be there also, just to commiserate with family.
Okay, so I have a follow-up of yesterday's story on the petrol tanker explosion that happened in Niger State. As of yesterday, they said that the road safety people, while they were doing the evacuation, said 48 lives were lost. But now we're getting another update that it has now increased to 59. That's a lot. So President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has directed the Federal Road Safety Corps to intensify efforts to enhance the safety and security of travelers and residents of, residents of Nigeria, following what happened. And he also said a huge thank you to the citizens of Nigeria that rallied round to help when this incident happened, yes. He also sympathizes with the shop owners that lost their shops, sends condolences to the families, and pledges that the government is going to do everything in its power, the federal agencies in transportation and road infrastructure, to redouble their efforts to work with state governments to enhance safety and security of travelers and residents. This is sad. And they're still evacuating.
They said the fuel tanker, it was coming on foot, where it was with... Then the one carrying human beings and cows, the people told him that, look, there is a fire there. He said maybe it's tire burning.
Yes,
that's how he said entered.
And everybody.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
For sure.
Carelessness.
The Punch. Really sad. Algeria's arrest saga, DSS succumbs to pressure as NLC plans still on. Nobody took NLC story. All of your time.
No, we thought you were coming.
Okay. Because I didn't see anybody's tight. Okay, 4 billion naira illegal arms. Lawyers absent, stalls, suspect arraignment. Gunmen kill Anambra businessman over 10 million naira ransom and dump corpse in gutter. Telecom services risk disruption as 800 workers begin strike. AGF plans to abolish pardon for convicted looters. Enugu, Bayelsa, Akwa Ibom lead as mpox spreads to 21 states. And fuel landing cost rises. Marketers fear high Dangote petrol price. Okay, story.
Okay, I have the 800 workers, telecom workers. Now, that one consigned the matter on ground right now. So these 800 workers are from the Private Telecommunications Senior Staff Association, and the union is largely made up of contract staff. They are warning of a massive disruption of telecom operations already. Maybe not the disruption of the experience, but they went on strike since Monday, and they are demanding reinstatement of some of their sacked workers, recognition of their union, improved working conditions, and remittance of membership dues. This is like a Pengasin building up. They said the strike has become inevitable because of the prevalent and precarious working conditions that their members are enduring in the sector, and the refusal of their employers to recognize and respect their constitutional right to freely associate with the union, and the unjust sack of 3 members of the union since it started their 7-day warning strike on Monday. The Secretary General Okunu Abdullahi said all the 800 workers play important role in managing infrastructure, like their base stations, their infrastructure companies such as their IHS, their Huawei, and all of that. And the implication of the strike is that they would shut down telecommunications. I don't want any wahala. Whoever is responsible, see them.
Okay,
Please.
Let's go on a very short break. When we come back, we continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.